Hello everyone! So, I seen Sonc Movie 3 last week with my cousin, and I'm just going to do a review of it. Unlike my Sonc Movie 2 review where that was scripted, I'm just going to freestyle and just ramble on. I'm going to tell you my thoughts, some non-spoiler thoughts and spoiler thoughts. So, yeah, without further ado, let's begin. To start off, let me recap my feelings about the movie so far. So movie 1 and 2 are solid movies. I'm giving them 7 out of 10. I think movie 1 was better on the rewatch than movie 2 was, but that's a discussion for another day. Before movie 3 came out, I actually completely watched the Knuckles series in full, and it's okay. I mean, I don't hate it like most other people, but it's alright. With that being said, movie 3 is a really good movie. I really like this movie a lot. I really had a good time watching this movie. So right now I'm just gonna go to non-spoilers. The action scenes in this movie are really good. Like, I don't know what to say, but I just really enjoyed the action scenes. They really were much more creative with their cinematography or fight choreography. That's the word I'm looking for. Fight choreography was much better than movie 2. Not saying movie 2 didn't have good fights. Movie 3 really got like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think you guys seen the trailers. You know what fight scenes I'm talking about. Other than that, movie 3 is a funny movie. Like, this is the funniest out of all movies in the Knuckles series. Majority of jokes hit, and all the jokes with like Jim Carrey, they hit. For the most part, they hit. Like, this movie's laugh out loud funny. Even the human characters were very funny in this movie. And the thing is, I never disliked the human characters. It was just more in movie 2, they kind of got in the way of what I came there to see, which is Sonic. But here, no, I actually really enjoyed my time with the human characters. I really like what they did with the human characters this time around. They were funny. Overall, this movie is just hilarious. If there's one gripe I have with it is that the pacing is a bit too fast. I don't think this movie really took that many times to breathe or slow down a bit, which I don't know. But I heard that there's some scenes been cut for pacing, so maybe there's a director's cut. I don't know. But I think that's my gripe right now, that is the pacing was a bit too fast. But I think that's to its benefit because I didn't feel the movie's length. And I just think it's kind of surprising that this movie adapts Sonic Adventure 2, but it's shorter than the movie that adapts Sonic 2 and 3. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy when I think about it. Keanu Reeves is perfect as Shadow because every time he talks, I don't imagine Keanu. I actually just see that is just a perfect voice for Shadow. I can't really say that's my favorite. Like, I don't want to start voice acting wars, but Keanu, like, yeah, that dude gets it. I don't know. I really like his performance as Shadow. I bought it instantly. Same thing with the casting for Maria. Like, I instantly bought that as a live action Maria. So, yeah, that's it for non-spoilers. So right now I'm about to go into spoilers talk. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you have not seen the movie, click to this point of this video. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Okay, I'm assuming that people who have seen this movie already are still watching this video. Okay, the Super Sonic vs. Super Shadow boss fight is peak. My gosh, that was a great fight. I'm telling you, let me start off saying this. So Tom nearly gets killed by Shadow, which makes Sonic, very angry and bloodlusted to kill Shadow. And the thing what they did was they didn't have the Space Colony arc. What they did was they changed it to a military base that was in the mountains that's still secluded enough where Shadow is still kept away from civilization. But they made the Eclipse Cannon, Gerald particularly, it's more like a satellite. I can go with that. It still have like the space, still has the Robotnik face on it, so that's cool. Going back to like Super Sonic and Super Shadow, Sonic gets the Master Emerald and transforms Super Sonic and goes to space to kick Shadow's butt, right? And he grabs Shadow out of the Eclipse Cannon. They were going back to Earth. Shadow, I kid you not, was not flinching that he's staring down Super Sonic. Like, this man was ready to go, and he threw Super Sonic to a freaking volcano wasteland and knocked the emeralds out so they both become super. What the heck is going on? That was legit my thought process. Like, I did not know. I heard people say like this is like a live action Dragon Ball Z movie. I did not know that I was getting the closest to a Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta fight. Well, technically, to be fair, Like, okay, so Super Sonic and Super Shadow's fight took them across the continents of the world. That's more like Dragon Ball GT with the Goku versus Android 17 fight. That's what I was reminded of, but it was just an awesome fight. The best fight out of the movies so far. And we're getting another movie. That's crazy. I don't know how you're gonna top that, but yeah, that was a really fun fight. So after the fight ended, where Super Sonic was straight about to kill Shadow in space, they both make amends. And this is a beautiful scene of just like of them having a heart to heart where they're sitting on the moon by themselves, and the cinematography is beautiful in that scene. But what's more important is that when Sonic and Shadow teamed up to stop the Eclipse Canyon from firing at Earth, they shook hands and Live and Learn starts playing in the background. That was awesome. That was goosebumps right there. And an orchestral version too. It's not the one for Sonic Symphony. It's the movie's version. But they had a Crush 40 version mixed with some orchestra. And I was like, heck yes! Finally, they start embracing the video game music. Sonic's legacy with music. That was my main complaint with movie 2. And just the movies in general, they don't use much video game music. Finally, they do that. Yeah, that was awesome. I want to relive that experience again. I really like that scene with Super Sonic, Super Shadow teaming up because they did a reference to the Sonic Adventure 2 battle cutscene, opening cutscene. You know, the scene where they cross over with each other, do that pose. Like, heck yeah. So I was like, that was tight. That was tight. Jim Carrey's great as Iroh and Gerald Robotnik, but Gerald had the funniest death. So pretty much, Gerald betrayed Eggman. Makes sense. But Eggman is saved by Tails and Knuckles. So they zap Gerald with one of their fur that, you know, is like electricity. And it zaps Gerald to, I need to put context. The Eclipse Canyon in the inside had energy that's going around, right? They zap Gerald into it and he just gets vaporized like a fly. It just like, it went like, I bust out laughing. That is a funny death. The Eclipse Canyon fired at the Earth where Sonic and Shadow were shielding the Earth from it, and they had to maneuver it to the moon by accident. But like, by the way, I went to this movie completely blind, so I actually don't know what was going to happen. And I'm glad I did, because them blowing up the moon for comedic effect got me laughing. I'm really glad, but Eggman's like, ooh, that's rough, buddy. I don't know what he said, but something along the lines of that. But the scene I want to talk about, or two scenes. So they did a inverse of SA2 scene where Shadow falls to Earth. This time it was Sonic, because he got tired out by holding back the Eclipse Canyon. You had Tails come in, try to get him to safety, but he falls, he goes unconscious because they're falling to Earth. Knuckles is also a highlight of this movie because he saves him, right? Like, it was like, heck yeah, Knuckles, like, do that, do your thing. But again, Knuckles is a highlight of this movie, but that really felt like, yeah, I love these characters so much. But like, you know the scene I'm talking about, where they're all in the Earth's atmosphere, Knuckles saves them, they're saved. But the scene I really want to talk about is Robotnik's sacrifice. So Robotnik stayed behind in Shadow to move the Eclipse Canyon from the Earth after it fired, because the satellite that is, you know, the station for it is about to explode. So Eggman stayed behind to stabilize it enough, while Shadow uses inhibitor rings as Super Shadow to push it away. And Robotnik does this farewell speech that's broadcasted across the world. It's sort of like a homage to the SA2 scene when he announced he's going to destroy the Earth with the Eclipse Canyon. You know the scene I'm talking about. But it's used in a way here as a sentimental send-off for Jim Carrey's role as Robotnik. He's talking to Agent Stone, who actually became one of my favorite characters, Sonic characters in general in recent history. While it was a heartfelt scene, I didn't really take it as Robotnik sending off to Stone and people and like saying that he appreciates him. I took that as Jim Carrey talking to the audience for like us enjoying his movies over these years. As a guy who grew up watching his movies as a kid with family. I really was touched by this. Could be his last role, his last movie he would ever do. I don't know, but like I think I took it as that, as a send-off from his career, more than Robotnik. I think that was a really touching scene. The only thing left to do now, talk about, is the future. They had 2 post-credit scenes. The first one came out is the mid-credit scene, and movie 4 is going to have Amy and Metal Sonic, which, as a guy who loves Sonic CD, I wanted to see how they will adapt this, how they adapt that game. I think they might do a CD and Heroes hybrid with Metal Overlord, but I think that's a discussion for another day. And the other post-credit scene was Shadow survived, so which makes sense. I think they're gonna do a Shadow spin-off series where Rouge could come to the cinematic universe. But I'm really excited for the future of the movies. Yeah, that's my review. I give movie 3 a 8 out of 10, a strong 8 out of 10. I have some gripes with it, but they're not in my mind right now. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense. But like, if I ever make another video about the movies, I'll probably have more concrete thoughts. But these are just first impressions for a review. Yeah, but like a very strong 8 out of 10. Definitely the best video game movie of all time right now. So yeah, Sonic Movie 3, 8 out of 10, strong 8 out of 10, strong 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.